I'm gonna be finishing up doing some book corners, so it's a pretty easy project to do while we chat. I was going to talk about Survivor too, but I'm kind of not rooting for anyone on this season. Um, I don't know if they're just not uh, focusing on all the contestants yet. I feel like there's a good amount of contestants that I don't even know at all, like Genevieve and Soul. What's his name? Solomon? Saul? So, uh, like, I don't even know anything about them, and I know that there was a lot of focus on Tiana this last episode, and Kyle, but I still feel like I don't really know that much about them. Um, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of unlikable people on this season. But then I was starting to remember that, especially in the early parts of the season, um, the I get like this feeling. I get like really uncomfortable about what um, the people who cast, like the casting people, what they're looking for, because it makes it makes me so uncomfortable that they're getting all these super fans, and then these super fans are um, like they're just like a particular kind of person. Like I would probably consider myself a super fan of Survivor. Uh, I watched Survivor seasons 1, 2, and 3 when they came out. Like I remember, I stayed up by myself for the Australia premiere after the Super Bowl. Um, and was that the Australia or the Africa? I think it was Australia premiere after the Super Bowl. Yeah, and I really like was so into that. But then, I think September 11th like happened, and then I didn't really want to watch TV that much. I watched a lot more like cartoons, and like I shifted my view back to TV for children. Like I was 15 at the time, but like I think I was 13 or 14 when Survivor started, and I was 15 when September 11th happened, and I just stopped wanting to watch the news, right? So at that point, I kind of stopped watching TV made for adults or for a bunch of people, and the uh, and the so that Survivor kind of fell into that, and all of the hi, thank you. The um, are you here for Survivor chat? So the reality shows that were coming up then, I was really not watching that much anymore. So I didn't watch Survivor like season 4 through like season 18, 19 ish. And I started up again at Heroes versus Villains, which I think. Uh, okay, you're just scrolling through lives. I was talking about Survivor. Do you watch Survivor at all? Thank you. I'm in the middle of changing my hair because it was pink. So I put yellow in it, but mostly just for the moisturizing and the hair mask part of it. And then I'm going to go green for the spooky season. That I thought like the green, like green and black would look cool. So yeah, but it's kind of hard to go from pink to green because pink is the opposite, basically the opposite of green. But hopefully, if I get some nice green in there, it'll be like more like an electric green because I know I have some more yellow, so I think that'll help make it look nice and bright. So I was talking about Survivor. Um, I started watching again in for Heroes versus Villains, and then during Heroes versus Villains, I caught up on all the other seasons, and then I basically haven't missed an episode since. Basically, um, and yeah, I really like it. I get there was a while around like 2017. I just moved to a new town, and uh, I started watching. I started listening to Rob Has a Podcast more because, like, I guess I didn't have friends in the new town to hang out with, so I was like had more time to listen, and also I didn't have. I was starting over in my business, so I had more time to listen during the day. So I started listening to Rob Has a Podcast during Heroes, Healers, Hustlers season, and then I got really into it. But I've always been very thoughtful about Survivor, and um, yeah, so I think especially the way Jeff acts, which I've since the last couple of years, maybe I've stopped listening to Rob Has a Podcast so much, and like I used to listen to basically everything that he put out, but now then like I think last year we listened to just Know It Alls, and now basically I'm not listening to any of Rob Has a Podcast anymore, and so yeah, so I don't really know what Jeff what Jeff is thinking anymore, and I certainly don't listen to the On Fire podcast, but the thing, like the super fan that Jeff is looking for is so different from me that it like makes me feel really uncomfortable. Like I think people who are like like very game oriented, and they're like students of the game, that really makes me feel uncomfortable because it's a show first before anything else. So and like the entertainment part of the show is so important, and then like the growth and the friendships and stuff, and that's why I really loved Kenzie from last season, because like she was the relationships were so important for her and for her growth, because if this time, like after second or third or fourth episode, everyone was saying that she was a bully, and but then like she showed a lot of growth, and like her being a bully was like part of her way of connecting with some people on her tribe. She wasn't a bully. Let's let's be clear about that. When you go back, if you go back and watch it, and you kind of see what Banu and Q are like, it's like, and Zelensky are like in the beginning, it's like she probably kept a lot to herself. Um, anyway, so the people on this season, I feel very uncomfortable about. Like they're very weird. Like I don't like it when it's just like when they try to look for people who are like, I'm gonna win. I know every second of this show, um, because that's strange, and they never win. Like so stop casting those people. Um, like I thought when like Zach Wurtenberger was on, like he made me feel very uncomfortable because like I don't want to see that kind of person play Survivor. Like they can watch Survivor fine, but like I don't want to see them play Survivor. So the so let's see. So the Yellow Tribe, I don't like anyone on, I don't think. But yeah, I guess no, yeah, I don't like anyone. I think Rachel's okay on that tribe, but we have to see where she's going. And then Blue Tribe had the most airtime on this last episode, and I feel like I still don't know them. Like I don't think anyone is really pops out to me. Except for like in the first episode, I was like, Caroline, she's probably gonna be my favorite. Um, I like how Kyle kind of peaked a little bit more. We got to see a little bit more of Kyle, but I'm interested to see more about him. But I'm not really interested in anyone else. The Red Tribe, we haven't really heard anything from Genevieve or Solomon. I do not like Teeny. Rome's okay. Like I think he is a good dancer. So that him saying that he's a good dancer is like it's okay because he is a good dancer. Asia like Asia. So I have heard her on Rob Has a Podcast, but I don't remember. Like I obviously remember that she's called Asia like Asia, or like that's her handle. But yeah, I don't really remember much about her. I'd like to see more from her. I'd like to see more from the Red Tribe. So I have a feeling that they're going to kind of implode over the next couple of episodes. Either that or they're going to be like the team that the other or the tribe that the other two tribes kind of work against. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm not hooked. I like the new idols. Like the when they tried to do the idols last, or was it last season or 2 seasons ago? I feel like my brain's telling me it was Sabaya, which was 2 seasons ago. That like you had to make, yeah, because didn't she? Yes, it was Sabaya and Sean, and they like took the wax sealed idol to tribal to open up the idol, and then like they're like it's the producers made her open it um before she voted, and then she had to make a decision right then. I kind of like how they took that idea of having an idol that has several steps to get, and then like you can make it a a one tribal idol, a three tribal idol, or an idol that goes until final five. So they took that and then like the multi-step of getting it and kind of compressed it instead of making it like this two-step process that involves like losing your vote and getting your vote back and all that. So if they I think because they made it too risky to do it in front of other people, I think the players um, might have shot themselves in the foot in getting the idols. But I think as it goes on, I think these will continue to get better because um, now players that continue to go out onto the island, they'll have a better idea of how to keep things quiet more, and they'll have a better idea of how to play the beware advantage until they change it again. So it's always interesting to see how the different evolutions of getting idols can happen. So I am a fan of that. I think um, I think the challenges have been fun, but I don't like anyone. I don't like anyone this season yet. So hopefully that changes. Sometimes there's a cast of duds, and it just works out. Like Survivor Gabon. I love watching Survivor Gabon. Like when it's on reruns or if it's on the Paramount Plus Survivor channel, because like those characters, they're so unlikable, and like you didn't want to root for any of them, and then but like it's just crazy. And then One World, same thing. Like you don't want to root for anyone, but it's kind of like so interesting to watch it again because it's like, how is this happening? And then this person gets to final five. Like, no, like it doesn't make any sense. So, but it's kind of interesting to watch it happen. So hopefully that kind of works itself out. As far as the people that I think are playing well, I don't know because I think it's possible depending on how I think Rachel on her tribe is laying low enough, so that's good. Um, I do think the four that voted together on blue, I think they're playing well, but I don't know what's going to happen with them. And then I don't think red is playing yet, so we'll have to see what happens when they go to tribal. All right, but yeah, if you have any questions about, oh yeah, I'm watching Survivor. Hi, Christopher Bell. Everyone say hi to Christopher Bell. How long have you been here? I've just been rattling on about Survivor. I didn't even notice you come in. Are you rooting for anyone on Survivor this season yet? I think it's maybe just too early to root for anyone, but I don't like anyone. Usually at this time, I'm like really liking someone or at least interested in someone. Yeah, they need to prove themselves or they need to um, walk the walk. They're all talk right now, and it's annoying me. I'm like, just stop, stop that. It's annoying. Gabe, yeah, Gabe's all right. I think he actually made a move. Gabe and Tiana together made a move. I'm wondering how much us liking Gabe is dependent on us liking Sue and Caroline also. Yeah, I don't think Red's playing it. Or at least they're not showing us that. Which could make sense because they haven't gone to tribal yet, so they're not showing them to us. And then that can make me think that they're not playing yet. This is Book Corners. So they look like this. And then they go on to the books. The journal covers like that. And I've talked about this in a winner prediction. I I want to root for Sue. I think I talked about this on a live before that sometimes, like especially with glitter or in small things like this, there has to be little plastic bags, and it's like the environmentalist in me is like really unhappy about that, but like the person who needs order and organization, I need these little plastic bags that they all come in. Thank you. I talked about my hair earlier, so I'm glad people are liking it. So it's very Halloweeny right now. So I'm trying to transition from pink to green. So I'm in this weird orange midsection. Like transition color, but very Halloweeny. I'm trying to go like bright green, like almost like brat green. But I don't know if my hair is going to do that or not because I can't get it like that. But yeah, at least now the fall colors are going. Yeah, Beetlejuice. I'm trying to do Beetlejuice, maybe Wicked. Now, I'm not really a Broadway person, um, like musical theater person, so I know like Wicked is coming out in theaters soon, so I think maybe it'll more match the Wicked green instead of the Beetlejuice green. Is that different? I'm trying to say it's more the Wicked green than the Brat Summer green. But I think Beetlejuice green is a little bit brighter too, like that red heart that you put. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting, oh, speaking of Beetlejuice, this has a Beetlejuice branded cover. Good volume of hair. It's just unbrushed. No, I brushed it today, but it's just like I have a lot of hair. So what I did is I put the corners on there. I pushed them down with my fingers, but now I'm just taking the pliers and pushing those down to set them on. And then I have book corners like that. So that's what I'm doing down here. I'm thinking of also, after the spooky season is over, like splitting and doing half and half, but that might be too much of a commitment. So I might keep it just down on the bottom and do half one color, half the other. But I don't know what. And then when it's closed, it looks like that. I'm going to put signatures and pages on the inside. And then this tie is to tie it. So this one, I don't think I want to put any book corners on this one because I don't want to anything to like combat each other. Like I don't want the stitching here to have to. Yeah, I don't really like how that looks because I feel like they're opposing each other. So I don't think I'm going to put any book corners on this one. But I might do something else. When I bind it and we have all the exposed binding, I might hang something off of there. But not right now. I want to see how this black and white one looks with a smaller. Yeah, I think that looks good. Bye. Alright, how's that look? Yeah, I like that. I don't have anything else to talk about. I didn't plan anything besides talking about how I don't like the contestants on Survivor this season. They're so like into themselves and like how they appear on TV, and I don't know. The first guy, I guess he's famous. So the first guy that got eliminated, I mean, I guess he's famous and he has that podcast, Pod Save America, but I don't know anything about that podcast. And like I just feel like he's just so into his image and stuff. So I'm not into that. I really don't like Annika, which is hard for me because I like the name Annika. My niece is named Annika. So it's hard for me not to like her, but I really like her attitude is really bad. Like just don't go on the island if your attitude is gonna be like that. Like she would do great on Big Brother. Then Rachel weirds me out too. And like don't I didn't even mention Andy because he actually makes me feel uncomfortable. Like there's other people that you watch and you're like, this is uncomfortable to watch. I don't want this on my screen. I don't want this to continue a trend that I keep on having to watch. But he would actually make me feel uncomfortable, like in if I was in the same room as him. I think. Alright, I'm gonna tilt this down a little bit. Yeah, he was saying that he has like a he has a like talked he did speech writing and interviews with like big politicians, and now he has to say he's a podcaster, but like have some pride in like your life journey. Like I don't know why you're like that, because this is what you're choosing to do. Yeah, to even be in like the same garden party as Andy, he would be uncomfortable to be around. I don't know what else to talk about. Do you have any suggestions? Or should I just stop this podcast or just show my hands? I guess I could talk about other Survivor seasons. And yeah, I really don't like Teeny. I don't know like what it's about. What about Teeny I don't like so much, but like yeah, I guess same thing. She was like talking about she was like the first thing she says is like this is I'm wearing scarecrow clothes, but I'm actually from New Jersey. But like this is what you're wearing and like have some pride in it and be like happy about it. And then she was like, when I wore my buff like this, did that look doofy? And like I don't know, they just like I feel like the the survivor players are getting sentient and I don't like that. Yeah, yeah. So like why would you say that? Like is she is like I'm proud to be from New Jersey, but like what about all the New Jerseyans that wear patch pants, which look amazing by the way. I love those patch pants. Did you like the patch pants? No, you didn't like the patch pants. Yeah, I did like how she wore her buff though, and I thought it would look really cute. And I think I would have thought she was cute, like I think Rachel's cute, but like she lost it on me, and she was so concerned about how wearing her buff like that made her look. I think I could wear a pair of big pants that have patches on it like that, and I think I would like it. But I think I might rather them be overalls because I think like the overalls with like the big patches and then some of the patches are actually pockets. Like I think that might be my next sewing project actually. I want to make overalls like that and like some softer overalls. Um, the Stitchery just made a video on soft-ish overalls, like made out of um, the opposite of woven. I can't think of that. A young person thing. Yeah, it's like it's so that's so interesting because I guess everybody kind of has the potential to have a to like have viewership from around the nation now, right? Like being on national TV was like this completely foreign thing. Or like having like someone from Kansas and also someone from California and someone from Alaska and Florida and New York all watching you, like that was like you had to be on Survivor to do that. But now you can put up like any stupid video. Like we put up that video about the tree looking svelte because they trimmed it, and 3,000 people watched it in the first day, and or in the first couple of days, and like they're probably from all over the place, and like I guess these youngs are able to do that a lot, and like that's I think people are really into seeing themselves too. Not into it, like they're absorbed by it, like they're completely surrounded by um, images of themselves, yeah, images of themselves, and that's probably really hard, and I don't envy them, but like I wish that they could have some pride in like who they are and just live their lives instead of like always thinking about what it's like. Surprising number of radio show hosts and um, podcasters, so they're already kind of out there, and like even short of that, like even just having like an Instagram that a couple of people, um, like it used to be that only a couple people would like even be on Instagram, but it would be weird if anybody didn't have an Instagram now. So like people see what you do, and it's weird. And I don't like how Survivor casting like goes that way. I'd like them to be more normal, but I get like you know they had to get rid of Lynn, right? And that was probably a great idea. And I don't know who they replaced Lynn with, but I know that Jeff took a big role in casting, which I think is nice. Like, good for Jeff. But there needs to be more people. And I'm not saying I know what casting is like. Like, there's probably a ton more people. I lost one. There's probably a lot of people who are involved in casting. And I would like them to go back to more like different personalities and not just and like kind of experimentally seeing how they interact with one another instead of choosing big personalities just so that they interact poorly with one another. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes because like Jeff is a personality, so I think he probably looks for more people like him. But I am interested in seeing how it goes. I don't think like I feel like I don't think anybody here has kind of like the superpower that Kenzie had, like the superpower that people say Sandra and Parvati had of being able to like make everyone feel calm and like actually be friendly towards people. And like I don't see anyone on this cast doing that. And so I don't know. But maybe there's still time. There still is a lot of time, not maybe. I do think that Sue, let's see. Yeah, I know they used to choose POC who were like stereotypable, and the new seasons post 40 they have gotten away from that. Yeah, it was really good strides in casting they've done in the last couple of years, and I'm hoping that they continue down that trend. But I don't want a bunch of people from different backgrounds, different colors, different sexes, different genders, different identities that all have the same personality. I don't want that because I'd rather them have stereotype personalities than all have the same fanboy personalities. Yes, yes. So like instead of typecasting like people into particular roles, they're just typecasting everyone into the super fan. I'm gonna play really hard role. Like I'm gonna play like Tony role, and that's usually not who wins. Tonys don't win except for Tony. Like Tony's the only Tony that's ever won. Yeah, it's like everyone who talks for a living is gonna be like a like really annoying talkative person, and like sometimes that's funny, like, but I don't think that really translates very well. But I feel like if everyone they get is on radio or on podcasts, like they're annoying talkative people. All right, I've been going for almost 40 minutes. Hopefully, I can finish these off. Do you believe it's almost the end of September? Like, I was thinking I had so much time to finish these witchy journals before the end of September, but now I only have a day and a half. I don't think I can do it, but I'll come close. After I put this hardware on, I have to bind them, and then I have to put in all the inserts, and I think that's the last thing I have to do. And then of course I have to take pictures and everything of them. So I will do a video about binding, is I did a live stream where I did some binding, but I would like to do an actual not live video on binding, so I'm gonna just bind all of these. I'll show how I do it, and maybe I'll show some different binding techniques, but I probably have to just show like a baseline how to do a simple um, pamphlet stitch. And then on other videos, I can show how I do other designs and whatnot. I guess I do kind of see some of the irony in me complaining about the people who do podcasts and then having to talk myself while I'm doing this. I don't really like talking that much with people, but I think like if I'm doing a live, I should be talking about something. So I'll do a couple more. I'm almost done. Let's see. Let me finish this one and then I will count what I have left. Oh, I can talk about Big Brother a little bit. So I definitely talked about Survivor when I did a live about Big Brother. I can do the opposite. Alright, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm just gonna do them. Even if I get boring. I'll talk about Angela, who's finally off of Big Brother. I'm so happy. And like I like how nobody liked her. And I liked how even the editors didn't like her, the producers didn't like her. And I don't even, like, I know the other contestants didn't like her, but I don't even think Julie liked her. And it was really funny when she got eliminated. so on this last week, it was double elimination. So heading into elimination, like the first elimination, it was Mackenzie was HOH. And she put up Leah, who was, in the beginning of the season, they were in a throwmance, which was with the first boot. I can't remember his name. Mike? I can't remember his name. But yeah, he was the first boot, and they were in an alliance, and they jokingly called it the throwmance, which in my probably less knowing vocabulary is like a portmanteau of thruple and showmance. But yeah, Leah had to go. and Angela had to go. And it was really funny how she was saying that she was like, she learned a lot about herself and she knows who she is. And they were just like goofing on her about it. And like, good for CBS. Like, we don't have to make everyone feel like they're the best thing. Like, if they are weird and butt into conversations and they like just act the way Angela acted, like, we don't have to make her out to be like this great person. I'm glad that the edit reflected that and kind of showed that she faked tears. Throw blanket romance. That would be really funny because it's like, that makes me think of like when you're young and you like do stuff under a blanket when you're watching a movie. But yeah, I think it was thruple. I think it meant three-way romance or three-way showmance. But yeah, I am liking Big Brother this season. It's dragging out a little bit, and I'd like it to be over now that Survivor started. So, um, and like Angela stayed there way too long. I don't know what you're saying. Use it or on Big Brother when like when the live watches you. Yeah, that's true. Like there's a lot of stuff happening under blankets on Big Brother because all the cameras are watching you. And Big Brother, not just the cameras. Big Brother is watching you too. Like I understand how Angela got where she got because like anyone would beat her. I thought it was very honest when Julie was like, um, Angela said like she would have won this, right? If they let her get to the end. And then Julie was like, well, who do you think you could have beaten? And then um, instead of answering that question, because of course she couldn't have beaten anybody who was left, she said it would have been an honor to even be second next to anyone. And I thought that was all right, but I thought it was really funny how Julie was like kind of poking fun at her and like forcing her to answer questions. I'm really glad they didn't show any goodbye messages. I guess they show that the next day on Instagram, but I don't use Instagram anymore, so I don't know. But I bet they would be funny. Or I don't know, they're probably like so nice to her too. Like it like we were talking about this before. It doesn't like it's nice to help yourself heal by like not talking to anybody, but then like it's not really easy to continue through life like cutting people off who act a certain way um, all of the time. So it would be interesting to know like how on a one to one personal level the contestants actually felt about her and what they would say to her, because I know like even though people found her very annoying and the way she acted was very self-centering, um, I wonder if on a one-to-one level, like on a human level, when they're at a point where they're saying their goodbye messages to her. If they actually had a like serious relationship happening. But like I don't know, that makes me feel uncomfortable because like I bet the contestants who weren't Angela are all very good people, and they probably had to do a lot of difficult gymnastics just to deal with her, which isn't fair. This is their Big Brother summer also, but hopefully they had a good time. So happy that Rubina's still in. Like, is that even? I don't even know how that's possible. Um, but yeah, I'm really happy. I hope she wins the next HOH. I know, like, on live feeds, somebody's probably already won HOH, but I do want her to. I want her to do well. I really hope she wins. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for Chemo. Also, actually, everyone who's left now that Leah and Angela are gone, I'm really happy if they win. I think Cam's been playing a really excellent game on his own accord in a slightly different um, style that everyone else is doing. I think Mackenzie totally deserves it if she wins because she's been working hard. Like she's been doing a lot of the hard stuff. Chelsea, I am a fan of, and I've been a fan of her ever since she was in that microchip costume with Cedric, and like they were like really getting into it and getting everyone hyped up. Uh, I would be really happy for her if she won, but I'm not as excited as if basically any of the other final five win. But I am most excited if Rubina wins. Second most excited for Chemo, then Cam, then Mackenzie, then Chelsea. And I'm excited for all of them over basically everyone else who's left. So I think this season is everyone else who has left the house, I mean. So even as much as it was annoying to watch Angela, I think the overall like story of like what is wrong with this lady, how do we continue to live our lives this summer with her around, how do we continue to play our games this summer with her in it. um, I think that whole story was actually very interesting to watch, even though she was terrible. So it was lucky. It was lucky, Big Brother, but like, try not to do that so much anymore because no. And then that's not even to mention that other crazy lady. I can't remember her name. My brain's saying Linda, but I don't think that's it. The lady who put glitter on people's food. I really didn't like her. Lisa. Lisa was her name. And then Tucker was crazy too. Like I didn't care for Tucker that much. uh who else? Who was that other guy? Quinn. Quinn was okay. I don't think I would have been like as happy for him if he made it um to the end or if he won. But I think him being the first juror is a really cool position for him. Um, I like T-Core a lot, but like it was kind of obvious that she wasn't going to win in my opinion. Um, Unless she played a little bit harder. She played her secondary relationships more than what she did because she had obviously had her relationship with Chemo and then her relationship with Rubina, but she could have had a really closer relationship with. Is this two? Why is it so thick? No, it's just one. A close relationship with Chelsea, a close game relationship with Chelsea, at least, and a close game relationship with Cam. I think she could have utilized those and utilized Mackenzie's winning and stuff like that. So I think she squandered it. But a cool person. I hope she has much success with her knitting small business after this. I'm actually probably gonna check her out when the season is over. And I think she's a cool person. I loved her accent, and I will be questioning like how she got that accent for the rest of time. She's just a really cool person. And I thought that it was really funny when she was like having to do all the puns, especially like the egg, when she was the announcer for the egg one. And she was saying all the puns and she like just wasn't she just wasn't hitting it. I thought that was very funny. Um but yeah, I do think that it was a really good season of Big Brother because of all of the contestants that they chose, which is good. but hopefully they can do the same thing for next season, but with minus Angela and Lisa, because I just those personalities were just not right. All right, this is my last one, and we're coming up on an hour, and I'm wanting to get off of this live, so I think this is where I'm gonna stop. But yeah, I finished all of these book corners. Fancy. I've never done book corners before on a journal collection. It's a really easy addition, and it makes them look like a lot better, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Thanks so much for watching this live. Come back soon. I'll be finishing these up soon. I'm gonna make a video on binding the rest of these, and then that's basically the last step. I just have to put in all the inserts after that. So maybe I'll make 2 more videos, and then I'll be done with the witchy journals. Bye!